Severe weather tore through the mountains on Monday, leaving downed trees and power lines in their wake. Meanwhile, a possible tornado left damage behind in Charleston, West Virginia. We'll show you some of the video. And we take you to the funeral of a man who proudly served his country before ending up right here in the mountains of eastern Kentucky.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:01 on Tuesday, June the 25th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, everyone should be in a good mood today because rain is finally not in the forecast for the foreseeable future. So everybody join me and take a nice deep breath. Let's bring Brandon in this morning, who's pulling a longer shift, but we're used to it at this point. Brandon, what are we looking at today, buddy?
Today we start, my friend, with clear skies, but it'd be hard to see those because of the dense fog that is around parts of the region this morning. Let's go to Stonecrest first this morning. Not too much fog there, but we'll see some cloudy skies. That'll be around for the first part of your day, but here in Hazard, fogged in for sure this morning. Be careful as you head out there. Visibility low, especially into the Cumberland Valley. Be careful of that. Satellite and radar last few hours. A few stray showers trying to work their way through, but dying as they hit the region. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, close to 70. That's a few degrees cooler than this time yesterday. 10 degrees colder there in Middlesboro. So the forecast today, 82 for a forecast high. A little bit less humid, straight chance for a shower, but after the fog, we'll see sunshine by the afternoon. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, after a very active day weather-wise on Monday, things are much calmer this morning, as Brandon just told us. Several counties were under a tornado warning at one point yesterday. Those storms knocked down trees and power lines across the mountains. Olivia Russell has more on the damage in Owsley County.
A lot of rain, a lot of lightning, quite a bit of wind.
The wind was blowing really hard, and it was trying to rain.
A powerful storm strikes Owsley County, leaving a line of destruction in its path.
There was a tree across the house out there at Island City, and on Kentucky Highway 11, there was a tree across the house as well as power lines.
An uprooted tree falling on a home and bringing down a power line with it.
I wonder how much damage done to the trailer.
While no injuries were reported, hundreds of people along Kentucky Highway 11 were left without power.
Waiting for the electric to come back on. Electric's bad enough, but when you don't have a phone either, it's even worse.
Now, crews are working to restore power, clean debris, and save homes.
It's just a sad situation, especially the homeowners out there at Kentucky 11. I could tell that their spirits were low down where that tree went across their house.
But for some, it's not just about cleaning up after the storm, it's about saving this community.
I grew up in this community, born and raised here, and it's just a way to give back. Just proud to be in my hometown and be able to help when I can.
Olivia Russell, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, while eastern Kentucky mostly avoided the brunt of the storms, parts of West Virginia were not so lucky. Our sister station, WSAZ, sent us this video. Heavy winds and rains battered the city of Charleston. Trees were torn down and houses were damaged. County officials there say they believe it was caused by a tornado, though that has not yet been confirmed. Around 20,000 people were left without power. Meanwhile, a western Kentucky marina was damaged by a tornado Sunday afternoon. It happened at Kentucky Lake in Marshall County at Moore's Resort and Marina. A meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Paducah confirmed an EF1 tornado is to blame. Another tornado affected parts of Carlisle, Ballard, and McCracken counties. Well, last month, the deadly storm ripped the roof from a building in downtown Prestonsburg. It killed one man and destroyed everything it hit. Crews are still cleaning up the debris. For weeks, this entire street was closed off. Now, one lane is open while the building is repaired and businesses are back open. Two men were rushed to the hospital yesterday after a crash in Wayne County, West Virginia. We are told one of them was a Department of Highways worker. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office says it happened along Route 52 near the Rebel Mart. They say a FedEx truck was driving along the road, clipped a motorcycle, and then hit a DOH worker that was standing alongside the road in a work zone. The FedEx driver was flown to the hospital and the DOH worker was transported as well.
Like I said, I can't even sit on my porch because they'll pass each other and there'll be coal trucks coming on the other side of the road, and you just never know when it's going to happen.
West Virginia Department of Transportation Secretary Byrd White issued a statement about the crash. You can find that statement on our website at WYMT.com. 1 year ago yesterday, Tyler North did not show up to work, and family knew right then that something had happened. They continue to fight and pray for answers in hopes that something will come up. WYMT's Lauren McCourt talked with Tyler's aunt, who says though time passes, their hearts haven't healed.
A nightmare one family can't wake up from.
Nothing's gotten easier, and all we're left with is questions.
Something they never thought would hit so close to home.
We first said how unbelievable it was because it's something we watched on TV.
1 year ago, Tyler North did not show up for a shift in the coal mines, and family knew right then something was wrong.
Oh, we knew. We knew because there's no way he would have just left.
Later on, his truck turned up destroyed. But still, no Tyler.
Every day you get a little bit more angrier and more upset because it's still nothing.
365 days without answers.
And you have a mom that's sitting over every day that's just begging for her boy.
And a family with broken hearts.
She's still holding out hope that he'll, her baby will walk through the door.
As time goes on,
seems like it's still just yesterday it happened.
The pain of losing Tyler doesn't fade.
Let justice come later, but let us have him.
But until they have answers, they will not have peace. In Harlan County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
The family asks if you have any information at all about Tyler North or where he might be or who might have done anything to him. They ask you to contact Kentucky State Police Post 13 here in Hazard. Well, about 2 weeks ago, we told you about Richard Fluke, a man who died at Hazard without any known family members. Here is one of the only photos of Richard. He was set to be buried in a county cemetery unless there was verification he was a veteran, which he told people he was. That turned out to be true. On Monday, he was given a proper burial at the Veterans Cemetery in Hyden. WYMT's Connor James shows us a glimpse of the funeral and the outpouring of support from surrounding communities.
I don't think he realizes how much family he really has. When we first started following the story of specialist Richard Fluke, the nursing home was trying to locate the family. It pleases me very much to look around and see how much family showed up today. This is more than our normal services. It obviously shows that he means a lot to you guys, and it also shows that family is more than just blood.
One by one, they go into the great beyond. Their departure leaves our hearts heavy with sorrow. Assembled here to find the final resting place of our departed comrade, Richard, let us give heed to the words of our chaplain.
O Lord, our God, whose days are without end, and whose mercy is everlasting. You are the refuge of our souls, the strength of our lives, and our portion forever. And bring us finally through your grace into your united comradeship of everlasting life, world without end. Amen.
Comrade, take soon.
Though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for you are with us. Veteran of war, well done. Your glorious warfare past. The battle's fought, the race is won, and you are crowned at last.
The flag draped over Richard Fluke's casket, which is typically given to family, was given to members of the Hazard Nursing Home, where he spent his final days. In other news this morning, a woman is convicted in an abuse case out of Pulaski County. Officials say this woman, 23-year-old Ashley Grimes of Somerset, pleaded guilty to abusing a resident at Community Alternatives Kentucky back in July of 2018. Grimes sat on the victim while they were on the floor. Grimes' recommended sentence is 7 years probation with 30 days behind bars. She is scheduled to be sentenced July 18th. The Prestonsburg City Council is planning an ordinance to protect animals after a local business owner raised concerns during last week's City Council meeting. Sheena Maynard, owner of Lou's Place for Pets, asked the City Council to consider an ordinance that would make it illegal for anyone in the city limits to leave their pets unattended in a hot car. She says the issue is more prevalent than many people think and could be a death sentence to animals.
We want to implement strict rules and a fine to keep people from allowing their dogs to suffer.
The Prestonsburg City Council is working on an ordinance to address the issues. Mayor Les Stapleton says he thinks the ordinance is a good idea. Well, again, we have a traffic alert to pass along to you this morning out of Breathitt County. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet say Highway 15 is shut down due to a fuel spill from an overturned tanker truck. We are told the road is closed at Cragen between Haddocks and Quicksand and will impact travel between Jackson and Hazard. Detours are in place. The road will be shut down for several hours.
Some fog could make for a tricky commute this morning as well, so just be careful of that. We start with live pinpoint Doppler radar, and we're scanning clean skies this morning, so that's some good news for us as we head through this Tuesday. We're looking at temperatures anywhere between 63 and 70, depending on where you are. A lot of folks in the mid to upper 60s across our region, across our state and region. 64 Paducah, 68 Charleston, West Virginia, 64 Cincinnati, 71 in Nashville. Almanac for today, 82 our forecast high, our average high is 84, our record high of 99 set back on this day in 1988. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, how a cable network mini-series is creating a tourism boom in one of the most polluted areas on the planet.